So for those that don't know, you wrote this incredible book. You referenced it earlier, The Energy Bus. But I don't know if people recognize that you have sold over 4 million copies of this book. And this book single-handedly was a tool, could have been a tool for you to retire, not do anything else, just sit still, based on the success you had, based on what you were able to do from a speaking standpoint. Like, you don't have to work, but you show up with this energy and this passion for leadership and leading men and women. I'd love for you to speak about that. I can see, the impact that your coach had on you. Obviously, the impact that you're even experiencing from coaches that you're aligning with that aren't necessarily coaching you, but you're on the same team. So there is an element of mentorship and menteeship. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
I asked myself years ago, what am I born to do? Why am I here? What is my purpose? And writing and speaking came to me. I was in a really dark time in my life. I was miserable, negative. My wife almost left me because I was so miserable and negative. And it was in that moment that writing and speaking came to me. I didn't know that that's what I would do, but it came to me and it felt like a divine appointment, a divine mission. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I ask myself now, like, okay, if someone gave you $1 billion, someone gave you $100 million, what would you do? And it's the same thing I'm doing now. I wouldn't change it. I meet people who have become billionaires, and what are they doing now? They are writing and speaking. They love this work. They are called to it. So for me, I'm doing what I'm meant to do. It's not about the money. It never has been, and it's not now. It's what I'm meant to do. It's what I'm called to do. So even if you gave me all the money in the world, I would still do this work. The only thing I would change is I would buy an airplane. The only thing I really want right now is an airplane. If I have an airplane, it would make my life so much easier just to fly all the places I need to fly to. And I'm looking into maybe try leasing a plane. I'm looking into that. I'm trying to find people who do that. But that would be the only thing I would actually really want. And the rest is to do this work. Every organization today has a mission statement, but only the great ones have people who are on a mission. And I believe this work, doing what you and I do, like, it has to be a mission. If it's not, you're not going to be successful at it. If it's not, people are going to disconnect from you. But if it is a mission, they'll sense it, they'll see it, they'll feel it, and they'll want to be a part of it. So it's about really being authentic and real and focused on doing something that's going to change the lives of others. And the minute I focused on others besides myself or others before myself, that's when my life changed. I used to be a very self-focused person. And once I came to the end of myself and I said, how can I serve? How can I make a difference? How can I impact the lives of others? That's when everything started to improve in my life. And the Energy Bus was a great test to that, because when the book came out, well, first it was rejected by over 30 publishers. But when it came out, no bookstores would carry the book. So I had to go on a 28-city tour, paid for it by myself. Publisher wouldn't even pay for it. So I go from city to city, sharing the message in the book. And there are 5 people there. There are 7 people there. There are 10. The most people we had were 100 people in Des Moines, Iowa. They thought Jeff Gordon was coming. That's why they showed up, the race car driver. I came to Austin. Justin, you did not show up. We had a decent turnout in Austin. I think we had like 30 or 40. But that's not a lot of people, right? It was a very inefficient tour. But I had to learn along the way, the hustle, and also, am I doing this for the right reason? And because I wasn't getting the feedback, I wasn't getting the crowds. So it taught me early on, be humble, make a difference. One person at a time was my mission, to impact as many people as possible, one person at a time. And it really was one person at a time at some of these events. But I would say that's where my passion was born, to really do even more of this work. And also my humility to know it's not about me, it's about others. And I was being tested. Jon, is it really about you, or is it about others? Who's it about, you or others? If it's about others, you're going to keep on going forward to do what you have to do to make a difference. And that tour was sort of like a refining period of my life, stripping away the kudos, the accolades, and nothing but saying, just show up and do the work. And to this day, that's how I live. When COVID hit, I didn't know if events were going to happen again, when, how long. It could have been a year, 2 years. We didn't know. So everything was being canceled. We were losing tons of money in training and consulting and speaking events, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I didn't know what the future held, but I made a decision right then and there that I was going to continue to do this work. I went back to my rookie mindset of when I first started. Jon, be that guy again, encourage everyone and anyone, just do the work, show up, make a difference. I did over 330 Zooms, as I'm sure you did, that year, right? Between that and podcasts and some pro bono stuff, did a bunch of pro bono for schools and people who could afford it. Cause I said, hey, whatever you have, I'll do it for. Because a lot of people were struggling during that time. And it was a really amazing year when I looked back. It was a lot of struggle. Yes, there was some pain. I lost my uncle, but overall, making a difference this way and really living the real mission, that was a good testing period as well when it surfaced again. And now I'm busier than ever. And I really believe it was because of what I put into it during the past 20 months. And it's actually paying off right now. And again, when you invest in the root, you get great fruit. If you focus on the fruit of the tree, your outcome and your numbers, right? We have to measure the fruit, but if you focus on it and you ignore the root, the tree dies. Invest in the root and you get a great supply of fruit.